सर उनका मैसेज आ गया सत्यश्री। Today, a warm and graceful morning. A very good morning, one to all. I hope you all are safe, whether at your home or at your workplace. As nowadays we transform ourselves on online mode and using virtual platform efficiently and smoothly. As I feel, we are facing two types of pandemic. One is Corona pandemic and other is webinar pandemic. So we are the stakeholders of webinar pandemic. Agreed? Shall we start our session? A note to all the participants, you have chat box on your screen. You may post questions in chat box and our presenter would be happy to track the inquiries during session. We request our participants to maintain required decorum during entire session. First of all, I would like to extend a warm welcome one to all attending this webinar hosted by Mangalma Institute of Management and Technology, Greater Noida, in collaboration to Shri Satya Sai Seva Sansthan. I, Dr. Anshu Goel, Associate Professor at Mangalma Institute of Management and Technology, likes to take this opportunity to invite our distinguished and eminent speakers, Mr. LBM Kishore, sir, Ms. Bharti ma'am, and Mr. Rajesh sir. And also with us our director Dr. Tushar Kanti at Mangalma Institute of Management and Technology, our reputed faculty members, budding future managers, students and everyone gathered here and is the part of this MVP webinar. So I would like to introduce my speakers to everyone. Our eminent speakers are Mr. LVM Kishore. Kishore sir is currently working as Vice President Supply Chain in Times of India. He also served in FMCG and project management organizations prior to this. He has a rich experience of 26 years in the corporate world. He is BE and MBA by education, and he has the passion in outdoor games, painting, and music. Welcome to you, Kishore sir.
Thank
Our
you, ma'am.
next
Thank you
speaker.
for the good words.
Uh, Next speaker is Bharti ma'am, Bharti Dudeja. She is currently working as a senior professional in HDFC Bank. She has worked with the ICICI Bank as cluster head, handling business, sales and operations of retail branches in, and she is working in HDFC Bank as national head training. It's a premier banking. And she is MBA in marketing. She has a rich experience of 20 years in banking and corporate training. She is also associated with Shri Satya Sai Seva organization with production and distribution of protein for the malnutrition kids in quite a few villages, which has been adapted by the organization. So welcome, ma'am. Uh, our next speaker is Mr. Rajesh Chaubey. He is eminent and a talented personality. And presently, he is a senior professional with the HCL company. He has a core expertise in asset management, asset compliance, marketing of heavy equipment, and he has the experience more than 30 years. Uh, I The agenda today is to open up a platform with our eminent speakers, reputed faculty fraternity, loving students. We all are happy to have our eminent speakers for today module. Welcome you all, sirs and ma'am. And our module is the Ceiling to Desires. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Rajesh Chaubey to start the session. Welcome, Rajesh, sir. And hand over session to you now.
So thank you, Madam Anshu, and this is what. Good morning to all the youngsters, the faculty members, people from my fraternity, teams who have joined over there on the call, whosoever are there. We are onto a virtual class today. No pen, no copy, only the words through our mouth. So we again welcome along with Anshu Madam from Satya Sai, Sri Satya Sai Seva organization over there in this of today's session. जैसा कि मैडम ने पहले भी बताया, अभी दिस प्रोग्राम इज गोइंग टू बी अ बाइलिंगुअल, हिंदी और इंग्लिश में होगा. आप कंफर्टेबल हैं, अपने चैट में भी डाल सकते हैं, आपके क्वेश्चंस भी लिए जाएंगे. जैसा कि हमने आपके कॉलेज से एसोसिएशन में पहले भी किया हुआ है, आपके यहाँ हमने 3 मॉड्यूल्स ऑन दिस LIGP लाइफ इज ए गेम प्लेड ऑलरेडी आपके यहाँ इन पर्सन किया हुआ है, और लुकिंग टू दिस पैंडेमिक एनवायरनमेंट हम ये वर्चुअल क्लास में आ रहे हैं ताकि वी कैन हैव face to face. And your participation earlier when we were there in your premises was very much appreciated, and now we expect the same over here in this. Now I'll take the two prominent facilitators from our fraternity, brother LBM Kishore and sister Bharti, to take it up from here onwards. LBM Bhaiya and Bharti, this from here, take it from here on. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rajaji. And thank you, Dr. Anshuji. I didn't know that you write poetry in English. Your sentences were almost like poetry. And let's proceed on. It's.
I request everyone that please go on to mute except my presenter.
Yeah. So I think the challenges are going to be there every time, but it is the resilience in us as human beings which is going to make us rise and rise again and again. No, we as human beings will have to face all these challenges eye to eye and then overcome it. Okay, so some rules for the day, some rules for the program of next 1 hour. What we are going to do is just to make it interactive. Anybody and everybody can actually put their comments, their feedback, their views, as well as their questions in the chat box, and we'll try and take them up. And we also got few names which was picked up by lottery. So I'm going to ask those people specifically some questions at the middle of the presentation. Yeah. Okay. So these were the 8-module workshop that we run, which is called Life is a Game Played. And we also understand that there are few people in this program today who have not probably attended the earlier modules. So just for their benefit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up one key theme from the earlier modules so that it sets a context for us to move forward in today's program, which we are calling as Sealing on Desires. So this was one of the first modules that we was done at the college. It is called Life is a Game Played, and it is called Life Skills. So what we try and tell out here is that, like in a game, you have a goal. That means you have to shoot in a football, like you have to shoot a goal. In cricket, like you have to score more runs than the opposite team. So there's some goals. Say them rules. There are also some skills. When there is a bowler and there is a batsman and there is a fielder. So not everybody can do all. Few of them can do all. And of course, there are challenges. The opposing team is going to bowl you out, and you have to bowl the opposite team out. So like in a game, you have goals, rules, skills, and challenges. Similarly, in life also, you should have a goal in case you do not. You should have some rules for your own, and the rules should be commensurate with the goal that you have. And third one, you need skills to reach that goal. So you have to build that skills within yourself. And the journey is to reach your goal is never going to be easy. So the challenges will have to be overcome. And here we'll go and forward and then later on see how we talk about IQ, EQ, and SQ also. In the second module, which is called personality development, this is one of the most favorite picture of mine, which actually says that man cannot remake himself without suffering. For he is both the marble and the sculptor. वो जो बंदा है अपने आप को छील रहा है. He is forming what he wants to become out of that rock. That means he has his goals, and उस goals के लिए the skill sets, the rules, the challenges, everything he's chiseling on himself. So this is a question of personal development. How much are we investing on ourselves to move forward in our life? Are we a better person today than what I was yesterday or what I was day before yesterday? So every day there has to be improvement and a path towards my goal. So this is what we were talking about in personal development. We also talked in the personal development of two things. Like an iceberg, you have something which is visible above the water, which we can call as our external appearances or our personality. How do I come out in my personality? But very important, a very large part of the entire one is also below the water, which is a hidden part of the iceberg, which you can call as character ethics. So it's possible that in the initial phases, we may choose our friends, our circle, basis of personality. But we all know in the end, I think it is the character which counts as to who wins the game. In the third module, which we call as creative relationships, one of the most important concept that was brought out here was that whatever happens in our life, we always tend to believe that probably events are most responsible for whatever has happened in my life. मुझे ये मिला, मुझे ये नहीं मिला, वो कॉलेज अच्छा नहीं था, या ये मेरी टीचर अच्छी नहीं थी. We always try and externalize our problems. But studies have shown and philosophies have shown that only 10% of our life depends on what happens outside. More than 90% of our life depends on how we respond to that situation. And our response to that situation is what determines you. And your response to that situation, it comes from your base characteristics that is below the water. So I'll just move on. Here, I'd like to just give you an example of what happens and how we respond. There was a colleague of mine who went down to AIMS Institute around a year back, exactly around a year back, to donate blood. And he was standing in the line. He was wanting to voluntarily donate blood. Somebody behind him tapped him and said, can I just cross over you? I have to reach out to a new place urgently. He said, okay, fine. I have time on my hands. I'll allow you to cross the line. So this person from the back came to the front. And because they were still waiting, they got on chatting. The person who came to the front was an NRI from Canada. And this colleague of mine actually was wanting to migrate to Canada. Just small action of just allowing him to come in front of him, this person helped him over a period of 6 months to migrate to Canada. Can you imagine? So one good act done without any reason or without any motive actually gave him all the benefits. We'll come down to the actual module of ours, which we call as Sealing on Desires. Of all the modules, I must say, this is one of the most challenging, because today we live in a world where consumption is completely promoted, consumption is marketed, consumption is sold. No? And every 3 months we have a new mobile phone, every 6 months you have a software that is launched, or you have foods, you have these ones, new tastes, new varieties that are thrown out by the marketeers at us at all points of time. So to say that in this sort of an environment, to say that we should take up a topic called Sealing on Desires, that's one of the most difficult. And given the participants' age, I think it's even more so difficult. I totally understand. But what we'll still try and do is we'll try and put up some logical perspectives on this entire thing. And at the end of the program, we all can sit down and discuss, does it make sense to us or not? And what I'll also do is I'll give you two perspectives. I'll give you a Western perspective also and an Eastern perspective. So you will get to see how it is. What do we all desire in life? I assume it is happiness. And Aristotle said once, happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life. It is actually the whole aim and end of human existence. That means right from birth to our death, through this entire journey called life, what every human being, not only human being, but every creature is planning is that happiness. The ways and the means to reach that happiness could be different. But everybody is trying to find, if I get a good job, I'll be happy. If I get a good car, I'll be happy. If I get good marks, I'll be happy. Or this event happens, then I'll be happy. So everybody is saying that happiness is a destination that I would like to reach. The routes to this destination are different for everybody. Okay. So what we used to do actually in a classroom type, we used to say that, let us talk about some happy moments in your life, the happiest phases in your life. So I would like a few people to at least type it on the chat box in terms of what do you think when people say that, tell me a happy event in your life. What do you think? Is it from your childhood, or is it from an exam, or is it from a time when you got good marks, or is it when you all went, friends and all went to a party, picnic? No? So can you recollect any very beautiful, rememberful phases of your life and just type it out there? Yeah, please. Okay, so I think that is what we just want to bring that whole context of when was the last time that you were happy, and what makes you all happy, because that happiness is an individual thing. You could be happy on one thing, I could be happy on a different thing, but surely all of us are going towards the same goal.
To start with, I would like to say when I started my journey and I finished my college and I got a good percentage, I knew I would get a good college. And when I got the admission in one of the best colleges, I felt, yes, I've arrived. So that was one of the moments in the beginning of the journey is what I remember when I was very, very, very happy. And
Yeah, absolutely. As but some things that I remember probably now we don't do it in the cities is like yesterday, day for yesterday when it was raining. My son said I want to go out and play in the rain. I said okay, go because not many people do it these days. But some of my happy moments are the time when there was rain and we were splashing water in the rain, and you were making those small paper boats and leaving them. I think we really played those outdoor games at one point of time.
So
Okay,
I can share my
please.
one of my earliest moments, happiest moment when I was a child, and
Hmm.
I was in the area of flood affected Bihar area.
Ha.
That was a district called Munger. We were a school student, and we all were with our parents and our friends, etc., to for the flood relief guys. So we
Okay.
went and distributed some foods, some clothes. When we distributed some clothes to the young guys who were in the lab, so that
Uh,
were the moments I can't. That is still in my memory, and that is what I wanted to share with.
I agree. I agree.
I
Uh,
think mute and you can say.
Absolutely agree on those on those points. Uh, so what also happens many a times. Okay, let's come and see this video first. Or actually, I have a list of people who we had picked up from their registrations. So let me ask a question directly to Dr. Jasprit Kaur. Is she there, please? Do you want to share your happy moment?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sir.
You can just
Uh,
unmute. You can just
First of all,
unmute
very good
yourself.
morning to you all.
Good morning, ma'am.
Uh, yeah. There were so many happy moments in my life, but the one that I can recall right now, it is
Yeah.
when I got cleared my UGC exam with JRF, and that was the best thing that time. That was the best thing that happened to my life,
Yeah.
and I can recall so many lovely moments that I have spent with my friends, with my family, because I'm talking about this moment right now because this is a situation of pandemic, and I really feel cherished and happy while remembering those happy moments with my family and my close friend that I spent together.
Amazing. Amazing, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. I think, yeah, all of us
and
carry those
Bhaiya, I'm
beautiful
sure the
memories.
students these days, I don't know whether the exams are happening in Mangalmai, but one of the happy moments I think they will definitely say is not having exams and moving on to the next class. Because many of the students these days feel that way.
So actually, the happiest moment in a schoolboy's life or a
Yeah.
school going life is the last day before your summer holidays. You just wait for the ring of that bell, and from for next 45 days to 1 month or to 2 months, you just do not have anything to do. No,
So,
you
so,
can
so
there.
Bharti
So
Didi and Kishore Bhaiya, there is in the chat box, we have got one very interesting question. So I wanted to have that in
yeah, yeah,
front of
please.
platform over there. How can we be joyful all times? This is what one of the question over there. So if you can have a very
Absolutely, a question that we
small,
would all like to answer.
yes.
So the question is, how can we be happy all the time? Is that a question?
Yes, that is the question. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fine enough. Excellent. What I'll do, I don't want to answer it now, but I surely would like to park it because towards the end of this program, we would like to give you at least one or two routes to be able to be happy at all the points of time. So I have a video, but I think I don't want to show that video at this right away because we just all have a beautiful happy moments that we're all recollecting. So I'll just move on. It was actually a mood setting event. Okay, let me just play it for some people who have still not fully woken up from their slumbers.
Volume is not there. There's a volume issue.
Like
Illuminate, there's a volume issue. We can't hear it. Yeah.
I see.
Hmm.
Okay.
So we can hear the laughing even without having the voice.
Actually, you could hear. All right.
Just give me 1 second. Maybe I just have to exit my sharing and then come back again.
Yeah.
I think that could be the problem. Yeah. Oh, my mistake. Let me just play 2 seconds of it. So whoever said that smiles are infectious, they truly are infectious. Let's move on. So in this busy life, when we are all pursuing happiness in our own ways, when was the last time we all laughed like this? And does this laughter and those laughing times, do they have to cross actually many years back? Or can we think that in the today morning I actually woke up and laughed like this, or yesterday I laughed like this? Why is it that that sort of an absolutely free smiles are absent from our faces, in spite that we are better off than what our father generation was, or we are much better off than our grandfather's generation in terms of the amenities that we have at home, the easiness with which we can do many things. So why is it that we are not able to have that happiness, although we are pursuing it every time? So here we come to the most important point of desires. What are desires, and what is it that we desire? What do we really desire? I think before going in this way, let me just move to the next slide. Is this something, Bharti, you want to chip in anytime? Please do let me know.
I will. Yeah, sure.
So, like Jasprit Kaur said, that she got very happy, and Bharti also said that she was very happy when they cleared those exams and could get admissions into their dream colleges. So this is one of our desire. This could be a desire for others. This could be a desire for some few other people. So probably a few list of desires of all of us are captured in one way or the other here. If these are our desires, what happens then when we have some sort of a John Lennon's desire? What did he say? He said, when I was 5 years old and my mother always told me that the happiness was key to life. When I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. And John Lennon wrote that he wants to be happy. And the teacher tells him that he didn't understand the assignment, but he was smart enough to say, I think you don't understand life. So to be happy, if it is an actual purpose and our actual motive, we probably are doing everything else and trying to be happy, but not. So let me bring in some Eastern or Western side philosophies, because somehow we always like to go behind scientifically proven methods to say that, yes, this is working for me or not working for me. So here is a photo of Martin Seligman, and he's known as the founder of what you call positive psychology. And here he says, when he wrote many books, and he gives this model called PERMA, which is, if you want to be happy, these are 4 or 5 elements that should be existing in your life. And what are those elements? If I go with the same order of PERMA as a short form says, it is positive emotions, engagement. That means you're fully engaged into the thing. You have social relationships, and this comes with the underline of authentic connections, not a Facebook connections, or probably Facebook also, but the test of the litmus test of whether those relationships are authentic or not is to find out on the day of your need, when you fall sick, to see how many of your Facebook or your actual friends turn up to help you out. So that would be your litmus test. No? Then you have meaningful existence, where you're finding a meaning in everyday's life and what you're doing. And the last is achievement or sense of accomplishment. So what Martin Seligman wanted to tell is that as long as we have elements of these in our daily activities, in our medium term goals, I think then you are at a place where you will be able to, sorry, you will be able to experience happiness on a continuous basis. So one of the answers for the question that came up on the chat is that are we able to find these 5 elements in our lives every day? Positive emotions, engagement, relationships, authentic relationships, meaningful existence. Do I find, if I go to a college, if I go to work, if I stay at the house, do I find a meaning behind it? Or am I just doing it because out of drudgery? No, and a sense of achievement. Every day I'm setting a goal for myself and I'm crossing that goal. So what is happening? When you get a desire, yes, I want a new mobile phone. What happens when you are able to buy that mobile phone and get it across to yourself? I think it gives a full of joy. But you want to take it?
Yes. This is where I want to add.
When I should forward it.
And now the thing is, I'm sure all the students who are logged in, everybody and all the professors and all of our organization people, we all have mobile phones. You know, on our left side or right side में laptop के पड़ा ही होएगा mobile phone. Just think of the time जब आप लोगों ने अपना first mobile phone खरीदा था, right? Now keep that in mind, your first mobile phone, and relating to that, I'm going to tell you a very small story. रिमेंबर जब फर्स्ट टाइम हम लोग मोबाइल खरीदते हैं तो हम लोग क्या सोचते हैं दैट अरे ये मेरा मोबाइल फोन है, दिस इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर मी, आई कैन गेट कनेक्टेड टू माय फ्रेंड्स, I can talk to them whenever I want to, right? And what's the best part is the WhatsApp, that you can see and send WhatsApp messages. Think of the first time, was it in your school days or the first year of college you got your mobile phone? अब वो जो मोबाइल फोन आपको मिलता है ना, उस टाइम पे आपकी नीड हो सकती है या डिजायर भी हो सकती है. There's a difference between need and desire is what we're going to just tell you. But let's just go on a little ahead. First day जब आपको वो फोन मिला होगा, आपको वो डिजायर जो फुलफिल होती है तो आप बहुत हैप्पी हो जाते हैं. As you can see, you know, when fulfilled it gives you joy. जब पहला फोन हाथ में आया होगा तो आपको बहुत खुशी हुई होगी. बट वो जो फोन होता है ना, जस्ट थिंक फॉर अ मिनट, वो फोन को पकड़ने की और उसको यूज करने की खुशी कितने दिन लास्ट करी थी हम सबको. मे बी फॉर 1 day, 2 days, 1 month, 2 months, मगर आप उसको डेली देखते तो नहीं रहते हैं कि अरे ये फोन कितना अच्छा है, ये फोन मेरा कितना अच्छा है. You would probably just move on from there, right? Because होता क्या है, not we never realized it, and you know while we developed this model we realized yes, वो जो desire होती है वो short lived होती है. उसके बाद हमारी जो aspirations होती हैं वो move on हो जाती हैं and we look for something more, something bigger, something better or something different. It can be a new mobile phone, because right now if I talk to you all students, your desires will be a better handset or wearing better clothes, right? But as you move on, boys and girls, and all the professors will relate also, is कि पहली चीज तो आप बोलेंगे अरे मुझे इतनी सैलरी मिलनी चाहिए, तो वो एक डिजायर होती है, एक नीड होती है. बट फिर क्या होता है, that desire will move on to buying. Boys will say I want to have a bike, or will probably say I want to have a car. And same for the girls, you want to have better salaries, better dresses, and you want to have a car. But as you grow on to your 20s and your 30s and professors, you will see in the next slide what happens is कि वो जो डिजायर होती है ना वो मूव होती है. क्या होगा, आपकी नीड हो जाएगी, फ्रॉम अ मोबाइल यू मूव टू अ कार टू अ हाउस. यू वांट टू हैव योर ओन हाउस इफ यू हैव अ रेंटेड अपार्टमेंट, or if you have your own house you want to have a bigger house, from a 1 bedroom to a 2 bedroom, from a 2 bedroom to a 3 bedroom, right? Or from 1 car you want to have 2 cars, and if your family grows and you want to have more than 1 car and 2 or 3 cars. So hota kya hai, what you don't realize is in this journey one desire gets fulfilled and is taken over by another one. वो replace हो जाती है desire. That happiness and joy is lasting, but it gets over जब तक नई खुशी हमें नहीं मिलती है with a new desire, right? और ये जो process है ना, it is not limited to your 20s and 30s. You would see your parents, your grandparents also having older desires getting replaced by new desires. Just watch them after this session, and everybody that you see around, that everybody will have this thing happening. So what is this happen? The entire cycle that we see. भैया, can we move on? Again and again, जैसे आप realize नहीं करते हैं कि जब आपके एक छोटे बच्चे से आपकी शायद एक छोटा टॉय चाहिए होता है, आपको एक आइसक्रीम चाहिए होती है, फ्रॉम अ मोबाइल फोन टू अ हैंडसेट टू अ कार टू अ हाउस टू अ बिगर हाउस. सो दिस इज अ ongoing process, and psychologists say this particular ongoing process of a desire never getting fulfilled or a smaller desire taking over by a bigger desire is called, it's a concept which is called as hedonic treadmill. You're just putting this thought in your mind. Keep watching your own self and others when you are relating to this particular module. Let's move on to tell you something little bit more on desires. देखिए, what अगर आप सोचें, अगर आपकी कोई डिजायर है कि आपको एक मोबाइल फोन चाहिए, अभी हम कार की बात नहीं करते, मोबाइल फोन की बात करते हैं। अगर आपको एक फोन नहीं मिलता है तो सबसे पहली फीलिंग क्या होती है? आपके पेरेंट्स को बोलते हैं हम कॉपी नहीं खरीद के देंगे, पहले आप पढ़ाई खत्म करो, आई डोंट वांट टू बाय यू 11,000 सेट और 30,000 वर्थ सेट और 40,000 वर्थ सेट। आई हैव गॉन टू कॉलेजेस, व्हेन आई स्पोक टू अ स्टूडेंट, आई सेड किसके पास सबसे सस्ता फोन है और किसके पास सबसे महंगा हैंडसेट है? So I had students telling me from 4,000 range to 40,000 का range, right? And I asked the boy who told me, ma'am, I have a 40,000 handset. I said, ये handset बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी हर रोज उतनी खुशी देता है जो first day दी थी? He said, नहीं. And I looked at another friend, somebody who probably would want to have that kind of a handset, but उसके parents वो allow नहीं कर रहे हैं. So what will happen to him? One, you would feel disappointed. आपको जो चीज चाहिए है अगर वो नहीं मिलती है, या फिर यू वुड सी अरे मेरे फ्रेंड के पास तो बहुत बढ़िया फोन है, तो यू फील जेलसी, व्हिच इज वेरी नेचुरल एट योर एज, राइट? बड़े लोगों को भी लगता है, और यू फील फ्रस्ट्रेटेड, व्हाई कांट आई बाय इट, क्यों मुझे नहीं मिल सकता है, क्यों मेरे पेरेंट्स मेरे को ये फोन नहीं लेके देते हैं? एंड ऑल्सो यू फील एंगर, वेरी मिसजस्ट एंगर टुवर्ड्स योर पेरेंट्स, निकलता है कि मुझे ये चाहिए है और आप ये anybody would if you do not have your desire getting fulfilled. Let's move on from here.
Jay Prakash, mute yourself.
Now, let's look at what there's a study, a बहुत interesting study, and every time I see it, I feel yes, it is absolutely correct. Daniel Gilbert was a psychologist. He said he did a survey, और जो सर्वे उन्होंने किया, आप देखेंगे एक तो लाइन फ्लैट लाइन है, हॉरिजॉन्टल है, कि did a survey for 50 years from 1957. It's not very clear, but let me just tell you, 1957 से लेके 50,000 को उन्होंने सर्वे किया 2005 2007 in the US economy, and he said, let's see how are the salary growth happening in the US, and that can be seen by this planning sloping curve, the red curve, and what he saw was लोगों की सैलरी बढ़ रही थी 50 सालों में, so not going on a horizontal like a straight line में ग्रो कर रही थी, but वो sloping curve की तरह आगे बढ़ रही थी. But strange, what he saw was कि even though आपकी
just a minute, voice problem, some voice not clear. Anshu madam, can you check?
Yes. Is there any problem?
So what happened is he saw कि 50 सालों में लोगों की सैलरी तो बढ़ रही है, बट जो हैप्पीनेस था ना उनका, वो 50 सालों में वो जो आप येलो डॉट्स,
it's I think the voice is clear now.
Yeah. So he saw very strangely that the happiness was somewhere little ऊपर चली जाती थी, मगर वो जनरली वो एक हॉरिजॉन्टल फ्लैट लाइन के अक्रॉस ही रहती थी. वेरी स्ट्रेंज अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट ही गॉट. हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल कि आपकी सैलरी लेवल तो बहुत बढ़ गई है? Maybe a student will get starting from a 60,000, 70,000, 80,000 salary to a 1 lakh to a 2 lakh kind of a salary. Or is it possible that all of you that you start earning, let's say 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs and more, much more. But as your salary is growing, but your happiness will come somehow very वहीं पे line के बीच में रहेगी. Very strange thing happened. Let's just go ahead and tell you a little bit more. थोड़ा आगे चलते हैं. Elvin भैया, can we move on? So his final finding from this study that he did was, he said, in the pursuit of happiness, we are on the wrong path. Students, very important. Are we on a wrong path while we think that we are trying to find happiness? He said happiness is not connected with wealth or resources. Okay? He said it is not connected with wealth or resources. It can be synthesized within. अगर मैं आपको थोड़ा सा इसके ऊपर आगे बताऊं कैसे happiness can be synthesized within, let me just try and explain to you with a very, very small example. Right now you're in your colleges and you're doing your MBA and you're moving maybe in another 1 year, 2 years, depending on which year you are, to second year or third year, you will grow and you will get your jobs, and once you get your jobs, you will want to get married, but naturally to the girl that you want to get married to, the boy that you want to get married to. Right now, imagine kariye that the person that you really like comes in your life and you get married to that person. Now, will your happiness be dependent on whether you're getting a 60,000 rupee salary check or a 1 lakh rupee salary check or a 2 lakh rupee salary check? Or will you be happy just because you're getting married to the person that you like? Now, look at this line again. In the pursuit of happiness, we are on the wrong path. Happiness is not connected to wealth or resources, which means normal and good incomes, if we have and we are happy with what we are getting, obviously life आगे बहुत बड़ी और हम लोग grow करेंगे. But at a time that if you see now, that little happiness cannot be छोटा या more depending upon कि अरे मेरी salary कम है, oh I can't be happy because I'm getting married to my childhood friend or somebody I like, isn't it? So this is something which Daniel Gilbert told after doing a 50 years of experience and experiment and research. So let's just move on from here and let's move on. And we'll now show you a very small video. Before we start off, this is a journey of every one of us. Now, please watch this video carefully. It is set in the sub-African Sahara desert kind of a place. आप क्या देखेंगे इस वीडियो में? Before we started, भैया, can you just put it on mute for a minute? Put it on hold. Yes. What you'll see, there's a tribal man in the video. और आप देखेंगे कि वो एक छोटा सा hole dig कर रहा है in the in the desert. और जैसे ही वो डेजर्ट के अंदर वो होल डिग करता है, एक पास में खड़ा हुआ एक छोटा सा मंकी आता है, वो उस होल को देखता है कि यहाँ पे कोई डाला जा रहा है. सो व्हाट दिस अफ्रीकन डज इज ही पुट्स सम काइंड ऑफ नट्स इनटू द होल एंड वॉच व्हाट हैपेंस. पोस्ट द वीडियो, आई विल टेल यू समथिंग मोर काइंडली. यस.
LVM sir, voice, audio.
Rajesh, is the voice coming from the video? Is the voice coming or no?
No voice.
I see. Okay. I think this got some reset button, looks like. Give me half a second again.
First, he laboriously drills a hole in a giant ant heap when he is sure a baboon is watching him, because he knows baboons are incurably inquisitive. Next, he puts some wild melon seeds into the hole and works them in so that they drop into a hollow. Then he saunters off, knowing the baboon is burning with curiosity. The baboon doesn't trust that human being at all, so he plays it cool. But he's dying to know what gives in that confounded hole. Finally, Mr. Inquisitive can't take it any longer. He's got to know what's in there. He reaches in, grabs a fistful, and now his hand's too big to come out. If he had the sense to drop the seed, he could free his hand. Now he lets go when it's too late.
Hanji. So what you saw here was a monkey getting trapped, right? आपने देखा कि वो मंकी ने क्या किया, अपना हाथ को उस होल में डाला, उसको लगा कि इसके अंदर कुछ पड़ा हुआ है. Anybody would like to just in a 1 second chat, put it on the chat box कि वो आपको क्यों लगता है कि वो monkey trap हो गया उसके अंदर? And we want quick replies. Anybody? Let's just see the names here. Who would like to reply? Why was this monkey caught?
So you have a few names, Bharti, that you picked up.
We have Ghanshyam, we have
Because of
Karthik.
the curiosity, ma'am.
Because of the desire.
Because of desire, because of curiosity. Okay, we have Dr. Anshul Gul saying desires. All right. Okay, let's just tell you a little bit more. Let's look as to what all do we have. First thing, delusion. मंकी को ये लगा मंकी हमारी तरह इंटेलिजेंट नहीं है कि उसको लगा अरे मेरे डिजायर्स हैं इसीलिए मैं ट्रैप हो रहा हूँ. नहीं, मंकी एक एनिमल है. उसको लगा कि किसी ने मेरा हाथ पकड़ लिया है अंदर से. राइट, नंबर वन. लेट्स सी द सेकंड रीजन व्हाई ही गॉट कॉट. अटैचमेंट. ही फेल्ट कुछ ना कुछ तो ऐसी चीज है जो कि मैं खा सकता हूँ. ही डिड नॉट नो इट वाज नट्स बट ही फेल्ट आई नीड टू टेक इट. अटैचमेंट होगी तो ही पकड़ रखा था, नहीं तो वो छोड़ देता. So the second was attachment to something that he was holding on to. Third, greed. Now if you can see, if you want, just think, imagine करिए कि अगर वो monkey 2 fingers के साथ उसको एक एक करके नट निकालता तो उसका छोटा सा हाथ से वो निकफिस्ट बड़ी नहीं होती और वो छोटे से होल में से जैसे अंदर गया था हाथ वो बाहर भी निकल जाता. But what he had was greed. क्योंकि उसने पूरा हैंड फुल भर के निकाला था तो उसका हाथ अटक गया उसके अंदर. Fourth reason why he got trapped was, अच्छा there are 3 reasons, huh?
Yeah.
Delusion, attachment, and greed. Before we go to the next slide, now imagine every one of you as of now, what is the recent desire that you all hold? जिसके करके आप थोड़े disturbed हैं. छोटी मोटी desires नहीं है that I want to have a gulab jamun or I want to have a pizza. I'm not talking about all that. They are happy, good, necessary desires that we need to have. But is there something in your life right now, and you can chat and put it on your chat box, is there something right now in your life where you feel I'm not very happy? ऐसी कोई चीज कि मुझे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है कि मुझे नहीं मिल रहा है. और सोचिए, you are not happy because you're deluded कि वो चीज नहीं मिलेगी तो मैं हैप्पी नहीं हो सकता, या आप एक्चुअली में ज्यादा अटैच हो रहे हैं, या आपको ग्रीड हो रही है कि मुझे वो चाहिए ही चाहिए. Think about it, right? And I'm again telling, this is just not a session which is purely for students. It is for professors and every one of us, any age group. If I want something, and I've had my friends at this age coming and telling me, I'm not happy with a 2-bedroom house or a 3-bedroom house. I want a little bigger house, or I have a smaller car, but I want a bigger car. So let's see, is there anybody who wants to say something? Let's wait and see.
So I think we can ask a question here because, so from the lottery we took out, is there Shivani Tyagi from the student side? I think she is not there.
Shivani, unmute yourself if you are there.
Okay, so we have Harshpal saying, Elvin Bhaiya, I want to go to IIM for my MBA.
Excellent. So I think very important out here for everybody, including us as somebody who is walking on the same path, is that is a desire by itself wrong or bad? I don't think a desire by itself is wrong or bad. The challenge comes is when the desires become, let me come to this place, when the desires start to create these negative emotions in you, that is the time that desire is bad. You have a wish to go to IIM. I think that's your goal. Do whatever you have to do, skill sets, build up your hard work. And there could be some challenges by the time you reach out to writing your CAT exam. Fulfill all of them, right? Be successful and enter IIM. But it could just be possible that on the first attempt, you may not be able to get through the CATs into the IIM. But at that frustration stage, are you going to go through these emotions is the most important part of your character? Or am I going to get up again and with a new resolve, I'm going to try for the next exam or maybe some other exam, which is going to be my next goal. So in any planning, I don't think so we can say that I'm 100% going to go into that particular line or a field or something. You always should have a plan A, plan B, and a plan C. Because the nature is so different. Who thought today that we'll all be sitting on a video conference and talking to each other? If you ask us in a January, February, or March, even on March 15th, we were still thinking that this is a disease that is in China. We are not going to get impacted. Our life is going to be normal. So a desire, when it is not moderated or not kept within two boundaries, that is the time that desire is problem. But we all should have small desires, but should not go through this cycle of disappointment, jealousy, frustration, and anger if those are not fulfilled. That is the formula which probably will all come to. Sorry.
So Anshu ma'am had raised hand. Madam, have you any questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Actually, you were sharing the interesting things to us, so I cannot stop myself to ask the questions. Because
please.
basically, by nature, I'm very inquisitive about all the queries. I just want to understand because what we were talking about, there is a one word which comes to us, that is the passion, and we are talking about the desires. So, what is there any thin line or something like that which will differentiate both of them? And when our passion becomes desire, or when our desire becomes passion, is something like that reciprocal, any kind of formula or something like that?
Yeah, I think because in English, some of these words are very difficult to explain, but I'll try and give you an understanding. A desire is our dream or a goal that I would like to reach. It becomes a passion where my engagement in that desire. See what happens. I have a desire to go to watch the next World Cup football. That's just a desire. It is 2 years away, but I don't do anything. It's 6 months away, I don't do anything. So it just remains as a desire or a dream goal. It has nothing to do. But if tomorrow onwards, I start to make plans for it, how much money do I need? When do I need to book my tickets? When do I need, what all I need to do? How do I prepare myself? Then it is engagement. And that means behind your desire, you're putting a passion, your engagement. No?
Okay.
What we are trying to tell out here is, yes, you will have to put your engagement or your passion behind your desires. You will give your 100%, but still there could be a possibility that could not fructify or that would not materialize. I don't want to land up myself on a psychiatrist's chair just because one of my dreams got shattered. I don't want that. Yes, if I reach the dream, good enough. If I don't reach the dream, I don't want to be sitting in a mental ward.
In fact, this brings me to, we've discussed this in other colleges as well, where you hear about the recent suicide case of Sushant Singh Rajput, right? We don't know whether this was a suicide or whatever, but as of now, when I see youngsters and we feel, oh, this little desire is not met, and there's so much of disappointment, there's so much of frustration. Somewhere there are desires where we would probably keep looking outside of ourselves and keep comparing ourselves. And I think the youngsters need to understand, and it's you have to become wiser by the actions of others, of what wrong actions others are taking, that you have to realize that you have to have mentors, you have to have people you can talk to and who can reason out with you, और वो आपको समझा सकते हैं कि ये desire जो है आपकी इतनी ज़्यादा हद तक ना बढ़ जाए, that it should lead to such kind of frustration that you take steps which cannot be retracted, right?
I would suggest everybody to watch this person, Daniel Gilbert, on the TED Talk. When he says synthesized happiness, let me give you an example what he was talking about. He says there are two types of happiness. One is called authentic happiness. That means I wanted to win that race. I have won it. Or I want to participate in the race. Why do you always say win? I wanted to participate in a Airtel marathon and I participated. I just finished it. That was my goal and I'm happy. That he says is authentic happiness. But he also goes on to say that you can synthesize that happiness within also. I'm sitting in a room, but I always want to say that I wanted to be happy eating a samosa. I have not eaten one in the last 4 months. He says, close your eyes and think you're eating, and you will be able to synthesize the same level of happiness as if you're actually eating. And his last sentence is the best sentence. He says, the mind does not know the difference between authentic happiness and synthetic happiness. For it, both happinesses are same. That means, given whatever be the external situation, I can always synthesize happiness within myself. I can be the fountain of happiness. I need not beg for happiness from outside world. I think that's what he was wanting to tell. Okay, I think we'll just move on if there are no more questions. So,
yeah.
Yes. Bharti told in that video of monkey, are we also in some way trapped amongst the desires of ours, because of which there's no hunter to catch me, but I am my own hunter, because of which I every day will have to sleep with a glum face, wake up with a very hard face, because there are lots of unfulfilled desires in my life. If that is going to be the cause, then it is a problem. Let's keep this desires and everything on one side of it, and let's reflect on few things. Many people would have seen the short video where a professor is inviting his old students to a cup of coffee. And he prepares the coffee, pours it in different kinds of mugs and puts it to the students. What happens? One by one, the students goes and they pick up the best of the mugs. They want a crystal mug or they want a bone china mug. No, but nobody wants to drink the coffee from the paper cup. So once everybody has taken their pieces of coffee, professor tells them, he says that I've noticed that everybody has come to my house to enjoy coffee with me, but you people are still going behind this crystal cup and everything. While you are going to enjoy the coffee which is inside that one, but most of us are wanting to ensure that we have the best of the external appearances. The coffee that I've made is same for everybody. It's filled with the same love and affection for you students. But still, we always want to drink that coffee also through the best of the mug only. So a slight difference between what we want to talk in terms of external appearances, like we saw in the iceberg, the top one and the bottom one. When the coffee is same, why do we always have to go behind the external appearances? A similar one, when we move around, we see that we are all gone to let's suppose Himalayas, and we are standing there. There's a beautiful sunrise or a sunset happening. Many people are quietly sitting there and enjoying and absorbing that whole scenario. But there are few people who just want to click it and directly upload, because it is not that they're wanting to say to their friends that I'm at a place which is so very happy and you better know it. No? So in spite of being there at a place which is like in the Himalayas and enjoying the sunset, his more important task was to actually capture it in a camera. Exam and knowledge. Does anybody want to say? What was the Three Idiots dialogue? Anybody remembers? Excellence का पीछा करो, कामयाबी झक मार के पीछे आएगी. This is the same one. When we go for our knowledge building, our exercises, we say that the only measure of our knowledge building exercises is the marks that I get in the exam. Yes, that is one method of measuring what is your understanding of the subject or your understanding of that particular skill set. But there are many things more. So let us try and build our knowledge rather than just try and score the best of the marks. Yes, both have some importances at certain points of time, but in the longer run, as your teachers would know, I think it is a knowledge which is going to win the race. And lastly, this is again one of my favorite topics for actually introspecting. So I don't know many in corporates, one of the most important days is the time when all of us get our increments, annual increments. That is, I have a salary of 1,000 rupees. I'm going to get an increment of 20%. So next year, my salary for the next 12 months is going to be 1,200 rupees. So there was this person who says, I think I've done a good job this year. And my guess is that I should get 15% increment. He goes inside. The boss says, I have liked your job immensely. You have been an absolutely great worker this year. So I'm going to give you 20%. Oh, this man comes out with a full, absolutely happy and says, I was expecting 15, I got 20. This is it. His colleague who sits next to him, which the whole office knows, that probably he doesn't do much work, he doesn't do passionately, he doesn't deliver it on time. He goes inside the boss room and he comes out with an increment of 25%. So suddenly what happens? All the joy that you had in getting 20% increment, in spite of your expectation of 15%, goes up in thin air. Why? Because of an external event, because of you made a comparison. You say that that person worked less than me. He is getting 25. Why am I getting 20? So this particular happiness, which could have actually lasted him a full 365 days, it did not even last him 365 seconds. And who is responsible for that? I think the person himself.
I think, Bhaiya, this reminds me when I was doing my MBA or college, and one of my best friends got 85% and I got a 75%. I felt, Arey, how can this be? While we were studying. So it happens at the time when you were students also.
Yeah.
Okay, these comparisons to the level of, or again, you're very, very good friends in your first year of working wherever you're working, and you probably 2 or 5 of you get together into the same office, through your placements. But पहला साल बहुत अच्छा निकलता है, but second year आपको लगता है अरे मैंने तो बहुत काम किया था. Why have I not got the same kind of salary? Or when you're getting placed, I have got this particular job and my friend has got a better job. My point is, this starts. It's at every stage. We are always reflecting and we are always comparing. तो वो जो happiness है वो too much of desires के साथ, well, it's not bad, I believe, to always want something nice for yourself. Obviously, we all want, हम सबको अपने लिए अच्छा ही चाहिए.
Yes.
But होता क्या है? And you know, you will realize it over a period of time. I wish most of you would have attended our managing negativity, stress and time wala module, which probably we've not been able to do for you as of now. We always say वो stress होता है हम लोगों को कि उसको ऐसे क्यों मिला, मुझे ऐसे क्यों मिला. There is a comparison, but there is a very big larger meaning to everything that happens in our life. If we start looking at people who are a little bit below us sometimes, when we are really too much into the comparison mode, we are better than so many of others, right? हम लोग कितने लोगों से तो better हैं. If we have a roof over our head, if we have food to eat, if we have our family to be around us, if we can be happy for small things that we've been gifted with, I think ये सब comparisons को थोड़ा side में रख के we can actually start feeling happiness is inside us. Remember. So ये चीज को याद रखना है.
Can I ask a question? I think from the lottery again, we have Dr. Priyanka Srivastava. Is she online? Is she there in the call?
Priyanka, can you unmute yourself?
We also Dr. Munish Tiwari, if anybody would like to speak.
No, I just have a question for them. Do you also face this sort of challenging situations when ideally we should be in a happy situation, but we are not? No. I can give you a personal example. When on March 21st, when the lockdown was declared, is Priyanka or Munishi coming in online, or shall I just continue? Do any of these people want to share? Why is it that we always?
If anyone else would like to put on chat also, may chat.
Other faculty member can address this question.
Absolutely.
So you were saying something on the 21st March.
Yeah, on 21st March when Modi declared lockdown, and it was declared as work from home for many corporates. Many of us thought that it's going to be an absolutely easy day because we can just sit in front of our laptop in the comfort of our homes and that feeling like many Indians have. But actually, after 10-15 days of working from home, there were many people in the organization who said, "Nahi, hum to office वापस आना चाहते हैं," because working from home was so very difficult. People were calling you left, right, center from morning 8 o'clock to evening 8 o'clock. No, the meetings were happening. You were all the time on a mobile phone or on a laptop. So sometimes what we think as very beautiful and easy going to be is going to present its own challenges. So I think we should be careful in how we evaluate. I'll just move on if there is nothing in the chat box coming in.
We have a question coming. Can we measured by talented by good marks? Little bit unclear on what you are wanting to ask.
What's the question?
Can we measured by talented by good marks? So somewhere I think the typing
I think what his question is good marks a measure of talent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. For everything, there are like two answers. This question also will have two answers. It is one of the measures of talent. If you read in the last 5 years, the management books or the latest comments which are coming up, they always say that why do we always pressure all the exams within a time? We have to answer 10 questions within 3 hours. We answer 20 questions in 3 hours or 2 hours or a 1 hour question. He said, why is speed a measure of talent? So there are many philosophers who are now coming up and say, why should a architectural exam or a design exam also be limited by time? Newton didn't think of sitting in the class and the gravity question came to him or the apple fell on him. He was sitting on a college garden under an apple tree. So I think the answer to your question in a straightforward way, it is one of the measures of talent, but it is not all in all. If you know the number of, whatever you want to call it as success, you can find many successful people who must have scored very, very low marks in their school. Marks are going to give you
Steve Jobs example.
Yeah, marks are going to give you a step into a corporate because corporates still continue to see marks as one of the primary one. But the person who survives in the corporate has many things more in his repository than only marks. No, I think the life is not going to be easy. It's going to have many challenges as you move on and on. The person who shows the highest resilience, character, integrity, determination, dedication, I think those will be more important. In the long run,
sorry to cut you here. I would request
Lamba Race Ko Ghoda.
I would request students to listen to Steve Jobs' the YouTube video and just see how his life has panned out. It is always not good marks which will determine whether you're talented or not. You can blossom and bloom anytime, and probably your time has to arrive if you feel sometimes very low. Right? So yes, Bhai, you were saying something?
Yeah. I think lambe race ko ghoda jo bolte hain, no? There are many more skill sets that the corporates are today looking in case you are wanting to join the corporate. Let us suppose ask you another way. Do you think the highest marks getting person, if 50% of your class MBA class wants to go into job and 50% wants to become an entrepreneur, do you think the marks are the only criteria to get into your entrepreneurship? No. There are many more things that you need. Can you work continuously for 36 hours? I think an entrepreneur needs all that. Can you juggle the balls of HR or finance, speaking to your investors, product design, marketing, sales? Can you do all of the jugglery when you're doing an entrepreneurship? May or may not be. So good marks are one axis of measurement. There are multiple axes of measurement, and you can create your axis of measurement.
But yeah, one more thing I would like to add to the students here is there's something which is called the EQ and SQ, which we talk in the Power of One session that will be followed on by this one. There is purely marks will not be your determining factor for your talent, but there's something called EQ, which is emotional quotient. Bhaiya said, you have to, when you're doing your business, it is just not your talent which will take you everywhere. You have to handle human resources. Are you emotionally connected? Do you have empathy? क्या आप लोग feel कर सकते हैं अपने human resources के लिए? Do you have that social spiritual quotient which is a little bit more than talent? You might have seen the best of talents failing if they do not have emotional stability, or they do not have the spiritual understanding of stuff, or social element helping them to grow together, holding on to their family life. I think we always say this entire course of human values that we do for you through the LIGP course on holistic development, it is aimed at building that particular talent of yours, which probably somewhere I think we never got during our academic courses. So yes, please do not take that agar marks aa gaye tabhi hum log talented hain.
I'll just give 2 quick examples. Yes. These are names just thrown from the Indian corporate world. These are 2 names. While they are acquitted or they're right or wrong, I don't know. I'm just going by what the news says till date. Chanda Kochhar from the ICICI Bank, Rana Kapoor of Yes Bank. Do you think they were talented? Chanda Kochhar joined ICICI as a management trainee and rose up to the level of an MD. If marks were the most important criteria, she fulfilled all of them. But there were many other boxes which she could not tick. And today, where she is.
Rana Kapoor, we have a question. With your Rana Kapoor, you can add that. Question comes from Sanyog. He says, how dedication helps for a happy life?
This is Sanjogita.
Sanjogita, sorry.
Absolutely. Not just for the sake saying that it's a good question. It is a good question because we ourselves are in the same boat as we all are. And hence we need to answer these for ourselves. See, what is dedication and why I think dedication is you put all your 100%. If the result happens the way you want, you're happy. If the result does not happen the way you want, you are not unhappy because you say, मेरे पास जितना था मैंने सब कुछ इसमें डाल दिया, उसके बाद भी अगर रिजल्ट जिस तरह से मुझे चाहिए था वो नहीं आया, it means there is something more. But when you don't put 100% dedication, that means you have prepared 10 questions and out of the 10 questions in the question paper, you got only 5. You answered all of them 5 very nicely, but rest 5 you could not even touch. So as you walk out of the exam hall, do you feel fully satisfied?
No. Sir, I would like to add on something. Sir, whatever please. you are answering, that is wonderful and amazing answer. But along with dedication, along with all these things, what is required, that means that's very important. That is your strategy. Because sometimes what happens that we are hardworking, we are dedicated, we are doing everything, but still we are not getting the appreciation, the kind of appreciation that is required. Because of lacking of strategy, we are not having the kind of strategy that is required. So absolutely. I think that would help in answering the question.
Yes. But but not because we are in this program, but to this particular question, I have another answer also.
Yeah.
I am never worried about as long as I put my dedicated efforts into the problem or into the work that is given to me. I am never looking for, but I would like to make myself not to look for appreciation from others. I would like to see myself in the mirror and say, ये मुझे प्रॉब्लम दिया गया था, ये मुझे काम दिया गया था, इसमें मैंने अपने जी जान लगा के मैंने इसको अपने तरीके से सबसे बेस्ट कर लिया. I think that self-image of yours, when you see yourself in the mirror, I think that should be more satisfying than anybody else. Because the world will have many different kinds of people. Somebody who is happy with your success, somebody who is jealous because of your success. So वहां से expect करना काफी मुश्किल हो जाता है. We all expect. I'm not saying we do not, but more and more, I think the expectation should be from ourselves. That when I wake up in the morning and I talk to myself, am I happy with myself of what I did yesterday? I think that should be the one. Because दुनिया के लोगों को मैंने कोई दो लोग WhatsApp पे डाल देंगे very good done, well done, but as soon as they close the WhatsApp they say I think he must be very lucky. वो उसने 10 क्वेश्चन पढ़े थे, शायद 10 के 10 आ गए. वैसे तो इतना इंटेलिजेंट नहीं है, इसको IIM में जाना ही नहीं था. No, so you have many people like that. So,
Bhaiya, we have another question from Sanjogita. She says, can money buy happiness?
Absolutely it can buy.
Yes.
One beautiful one, this one where they said, so probably if you see this orange dot out here, when people in US were earning around $8,000 or $9,000 per annum, this was a happiness. Maybe this was the right cusp at which the money was buying you the right amount of happiness. But thereafter, no more amount of money could increase your happiness level. That means, like we say, there is a basic necessities of life in the Maslow's hierarchy, your basic needs, psychological needs and everything. There is a certain amount to them. If you have and this is for each person. I don't want to dictate it like a standard answer that if you have a 2-bedroom house, should you be happy? If you have a 1-bedroom house, should you be happy? I think it is each person on his own. And one thing that we wanted to actually put across in this entire program of LIGP is that in the teaching, we all know that there are two methods. One is called andragogy and other is called pedagogy. Pedagogy is like teaching the children, where you instruct them up A, ऐसे लिखिए, B, ऐसे लिखिए. So you instruct them and the children follow. But here, in this whole program, we will try and give you perspectives only. We will not be able to tell you whether it's right or wrong because we ourselves don't know. We are also in the same journey as you. But in what we are trying to do in andragogy is that this particular problem, we are trying to show you in different facets. You can see the problem from left side, right side, top, down, bottom up. And it is for you to actually introspect and find out that is this question or the answer that I am giving, is it rightfully fitting into your mindset or not? If it is
Excuse
not,
me, sir.
but yeah.
I was asking if it is right to be a specialist in today's time, or should we be a generalist? Like today's software engineers are taking jobs in mechanical industries, and mechanical
Absolutely.
students are taking job in like software industries. Right now, the scenario is like we need to be master in almost everything. We say that earlier it was said that jack of all trades and master of none, but right now
Absolutely.
the scene is exactly the opposite. That if you're master of just one thing, you have to struggle. But if you're jack of all trades right now, then you can at least go and try your hands in each and every pool, right? So
Absolutely.
what's your opinion about this?
See, I mean, it's good to note that after 26 years also, the same question still remains. Because when I was doing my MBA, I thought this is a question only for our generation. No, even after 26 years, if the same question is coming, that's bringing smiles to my face that these problems are never solved. I think if I change the question, you are telling me whether a specialist or a generalist, which one is best? You are asking me this question with respect to the job market as it exists today. Correct? To get a good paying job is why you're asking this question. But again, just think about it. Is it a good paying job that I'm looking after? Of course, it's a must. I'm not at all denying it. But I think there are many more things. What is it that makes you happy? Does specialization make you happy? Do you know that happiness is one of the largest research subjects in the last 10, 15 years? And they have found out a normal person and a happy person, given the same job, the productivity of the happy person goes up between 30 to 60%. That means ये बंदा अगर 100 घंटे में काम करेगा वो वाला, this person will do that work in 40 hours or 50, 60 hours. So the question that you have to ask for yourself is, while a good paying job is what I'm looking for, what is it that inside that I want to be? Tomorrow you don't want to be questioning, वैसे मुझे कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर बनना था, but because L&T in a mechanical job was giving me a good salary, I went into L&T. You don't want to ponder that question at some point of time and feel sad about it. I think, do you have in it to become a specialist in any of the subjects? Go ahead and do it. I think the world will respect you for it. If you think, no, I think I have good social skills, I have good numerical skills, I have good financial skills, I think I'm more suited for a general one, then go for it. Because the combination of your passion and your interest to do things will be the best one for the organization to buy. Many organizations will look for those also. I hope I have answered, but if I've created more doubts, then also I'm happy.
No, you all are welcome to ask us questions before the session gets over one-on-one also. Very small question, is English required as one of the prerequisites for having a good salary and a good corporate job? A very quick answer is, in HDFC Bank, a lot of RMs were hired by me, and when we were hiring RMs, when we were in Gujarat region or when we were in the UP regions or the local regions, we wanted people to be able to speak their own local language very, very well. English was not always held as a criteria. You should be good in speaking. अगर आपको अपनी knowledge है और आप उसको communicate कर सकते हैं, you will get the job which is right fitting for you. Please do not take it as the fact that English speaking is the only criteria, but इंग्लिश बोलना और उसको अपना प्रैक्टिस करके उसको बेटर करना वो जरूरी डेफिनेटली है, because it will help you to have a better conversation with people around.
So before it goes into a job market or a job interview kind of questions, let me just tell you also that in case anybody is planning to write an CATS for the IIM, English is an absolute must. Yes. So what is your goal and how are you planning to reach your goal? You have to do all the things. I can't say that, oh no, I actually want to become a very good badminton player, but every day I'm going and practicing football. No? So for the goal that you have, yeah, please. Shall we move on? I think probably we may have
Shipra ma'am want to say something, I think.
Please,
so
please,
just a minute, Anshu ma'am. LVM and Diya and Bharti Didi, we have got additional 20 minutes more from our stipulated time of 1 p.m. So we can continue till 1:15, 1:20. So take your time, continue as sir. Thank you.
So what we'll do, because we have now a good round of questions. Yeah, go ahead, please. Go ahead, somebody was asking. Yeah.
How we can identify what is our passion?
How we can identify what is our passion?
Yeah.
I think these are some interesting ones, and somehow I have also been thinking about it. There are two kinds of answers to this. I'll give you first the Western answer, and then I'll give you the Eastern answer. The Western answer says, oh, you can identify your skill sets, your likes, dislikes, and between all those mind map. I don't know whether if you have children, even at the age of 8 and 10 and 12, there are institutions which say that we'll mind map your child as if he's already matured and he knows what he wants. Then we'll tell you whether he should become an accountant or he should become a doctor or he should become an engineer. I mean, and they charge you 5,000 rupees for telling it. It's like, for me, it looks to me like a computer-based Jyotish. No, for me, maybe I'm wrong. So the Western says that there are methodologies in which you can find your passions. Something, they'll ask you a question, what makes you happy most of the time? Which job doing will give you most happiness or you're joyful? What is it that in your free time are you thinking about? So all those things they'll question and answer and put those ones into a bracket and say, this probably is your passion. Exact opposite of that is what our Indian philosophy will say. Indian philosophy will say that whatever work you have on your hand, do it passionately. That itself is your passion. That means they're not defining the work and then saying, sorry, they're not defining the passion and then saying, you do this. Indian philosophy says, I am a father, I'm a son, I'm a corporate person, I'm today on this video, and I do many other things. In all these roles, I play different kinds of actions and I have to show different behaviors. No? So can I say, no, my passion is to actually work in the office. Then what will I do when I come back home? I don't know. So the idea is that can I become a passionate man? In which case, any job, anything, any scenario, any situation, any event, you will see me fully involved in it, in depth, and contributing. I think that is the answer that I have, and that is what I have imbibed, try to imbibe, we all try to imbibe. So don't worry whether, as gents, probably we have never helped in the kitchen, but last 3 months, we have been helping in the kitchen. And do we help only because we are empathizing with our wives or the family? No, we are doing it because we want to put passion into everything that we do. So I would always say this, go with the flow, create your goals. If they are branching off from your main flow, go there, but go everywhere with full passion. Don't worry about, my personal guess is that don't worry about what is your passion. Spend time on determining your passion, because there is also a TED talk which says that even after 40 years, the person could not find what is his passion. So what will he do? That means he'll not do anything. So just go to TED. TED has beautiful repository of nice videos. So just type passion. I think I saw it a year back. It should still be there, where he says that it's been 40 years. I've used all the management guides and books. I've not been able to find my passion. So easy a failure. I hope I just give you perspectives of around that.
It is correct that it is a failure or a success, or it doesn't depend how the person perceives the things is different.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Sir, how
See,
to set future goals?
you have a happy person or you have a sad person. To the sad person, you put him in the most beautiful spot. His face will still be sad. The happy person, you put him in the most difficult spot. I think by his nature, he'll still be smiling. I think that is what we all have to learn. That it is my characteristic that I want to display, irrespective of the external environment around me. I think that is the goal of everybody.
Rajesh, sir, want to say something?
Sir, how to set up goal and how to achieve in easy way?
How to?
How to achieve in easy way?
How to achieve in an easy way?
Yes, sir.
I think then for any goal that is, see, first of all, I don't want to create a goal that मैं कल सुबह 6 बजे उठना चाहता हूँ. I think that's not a goal. No. I think a goal should be something which is stretching me beyond my comfort limits. It makes me learn and do something which I have not done yesterday. I think that should be the goal. If that sort of a goal you have set for yourself, because Gandhi once said, one of the most heinous of the crimes is setting a low goal. अच्छा मैं कल 10 दिन तक मैं सुबह 6 बजे उठना चाहता हूँ. I'll achieve it. What is there? Or 7 o'clock I want to get up. I'll achieve it with no difficulty. But that's not a goal. That's just something to tell me that किशोर शाबाश तुमने करके दिखा दिया. किसको करके दिखाया? किसी को भी नहीं. So I think your goal should be something which stretches you. If it has to stretch you, then there is no easy way out. I think you'll have to challenge yourself. You'll have to challenge the environment. You'll have to learn new skills. You'll have to do something differently. So I don't think so there is ever a easy way to reach a goal unless the goal itself is wrong. माने जैसे हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं सोना कैसे बनता है? I think 1,000 tons of rock is dug, put it in a processor, it's heated, it's treated with chemicals, and then you probably get the shining gold. Diamond, almost the same. And whose value is the most? Is the value of the sand the most, which is discarded? Or is the value of the gold or the diamond which comes out of it after lots of processing and rubbing, grinding, shining? So I think if we aim to be reaching our goals or to be a diamond in our own eyes in our lives, the problems are there to help you out only, to make you reach out to next levels. You in the Steve Jobs video, which he had given at Stanford, which is called the Connecting the Dots, he says he was thrown out of Apple. I don't know how many people know it. At one point of time, the company he founded, he was thrown out of Apple. He got frustrated, but after 6 months, he started a company called Pixar, Pixar, which is an animation company. And in 2 years, it became so big and so famous, Apple had to buy it. So when Apple was trying to buy it, Steve Jobs said that I would like my old post as a founder in the company. And they had to give it to him. So A failure of getting thrown out from your own company. Steve Jobs could have just retired to some place, some beach island and said, नहीं मुझे मेरे कंपनी से बाहर निकाल दिया, मेरे जिंदगी में क्या है? But he didn't say that. He said, okay, I'll do that for 10 days, 15 days, 2 months. But after 2 months, third month, first day, I'm going to get up and do what I'm best at. Starting new companies, new technology companies, cutting edge technology companies. And he did that. So I think what we all have to learn is how to handle, like many of the WhatsApps that you are now seeing nowadays, many of us know how to handle success probably. Many of us do not know how to handle failures. And that is also an important piece. Competition is huge. You may not get what you want, but that should not deject you. So I'll just proceed with 2-3 slides. I think we're reaching to the end of it only. So there are 2 secret formulas in case, see, even all these questions when we ask whether we want to be a specialist or a generalist, whether we want this kind of a job, that kind of a job, I think we are all trying to say that if I have more money, if I have a good job, if I become this, I would tend to be happy. But there are other ways of finding happiness, because you need not catch happiness around your head like this. So for example, when we say I want happiness, what is the I there? Can you see here the pawn? It is seeing itself as almost the king. So give up yourself. This is one method. Want, which your excessive desires. I didn't say desires, excessive desires which not achieved is going to ruin your life. Give them up. And what is left out is happiness. So in the word I want happiness, when you remove the I and the wants, you have happiness. Reflect, you'll get few answers for yourself. There's also another formula which says that happiness is equal to desires fulfilled by the total desires. That means I have 100 desires. I've been able to fulfill 10. So 10 by 100, I'm 10% happy. And as people who are good in maths, when does this equation become infinite? Equation becomes infinite when the denominator is 0. While we should all attempt towards that, it's a very ideal situation, but it surely is a goal worth enough to put our time and efforts. If your total desires, the desires that we have, the expectations that aisa hona chahiye, ye hona chahiye, when those become lower, the whole equation onto the left-hand side becomes much higher in value. So let me show you this piece first. A rich person is not the one who has the most. A rich person is not the one who has the most. It is the one who needs the least. जब मुझे चाहिए ही नहीं वो चीज, then I don't need that. I'm not going to run after that. I'm not going to be desired by that. So I'm more happy and peaceful. So when we say desires should be there in a moderation, so this topic of ceiling on desires is that desires are necessary. Please box them in a nice way that you want and see that they always are moderate, so that non-fulfillment of those desires should not be risking you to do some things which you do not want, because the world is going to be very nasty about it. Yeah. So what are the few principles that you can use is, please do not, so you want to go to a restaurant, nice restaurant, and eat food, good, but please ensure that you do not waste it. As per UN statistics, this is something that I discovered only a few days back. In the year 2007 or 2017 or 18, the world produced food for almost 10.5 billion people. And what's the world population? 7 billion. And how many are hungry? Even today, out of the 7 billion, 3 billion are hungry. That means what is happening? A 10 billion people worth of food was generated, produced, processed, grown. It was supposed to feed 7 billion, but it fed only 4 billion. Rest, everything wasted. So please develop those ones of not wasting food, your time. Somebody said he wants to go to IIM. I want to find out how much time and effort he or she is putting to reach that goal. It's not an easy task. It's one of the most toughest exams. Narayan Murthy some years back said that to get into IIT or IIM is more easier than to get into Stanford. Sorry, is more difficult to get into Stanford or a Harvard. Out of 5 lakh people, I think they choose 500 seats, or now with other IIMs, I think it must have increased maybe to 2000. No. So how do you spend your time? Important. If you've created a goal that is very far away, I think you need to walk few steps every day. Energy, your money, like Bharti gave the example of a phone. So 40,000 for some could be affordable, for some could not be affordable. Don't go by comparison. Go by what you need and what you can afford. So if you want to go out into market and buy a mobile phone, take 10 suggestions, but do not stretch your pockets. Many people have heard this. Doha, Sai itna dijiye, jamai kutum sambaye, main bhi na bhukha rahun, sadhu na bhuka jaye. That means, please give me that much, that at least surely I should not be hungry, and I should not also make a guest who comes to my house and requests for food. He should also go hungry. I think that is the appropriate amount of food that I should have in my stock every day or every week. And our own Swami said that less luggage makes travel a pleasure. We all have seen foreigners traveling with just a backpack, and they come to India for 30 days, 40 days, and they'll have 2 jeans, 2 t-shirts, and that's all. They're able to live. But probably we as Indians, when we go, we have 2 almost full bags to reach out to those places. So less luggage. Here the luggage is not only the physical pieces, but also our mental pieces. How do we carry our past and what are our worries of the future? So if you keep them in your mind all the time, your journey of this thing called life is going to be very difficult. If you want to make it pleasurable, just keep your luggage very limited. So I just have last 2-3 slides. The world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. So just be moderate in your desires. Please do not just because you have money or you have desire, don't go on spending and spending, because we have seen that wealth and resources are not going to buy you happiness. They may buy you temporary happiness, but not long term. And like I said, I give you both Eastern and Western. This is the Eastern side of it, which says that Yukta hara viharasya, Yukta chestasya karmasu, Yukta swapna bodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. What does it say in Gita? It says, he who is regulated in the habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, and also your work can mitigate all practical pains. So by practicing the yoga system, we'll just leave it. But what it shows is if you passionately ensure that your desires are within 2 boundaries and you navigate these boundaries very carefully in all aspects of your life, I am sure your journey would be a pleasant one.
But can I just add one line? I think very important
Please.
here is Gandhiji said, world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. Abhi recent देखेंगे China India border for a minute. That's the thing that is happening. I've been wondering, 8 piece of land, some kilometers in India. Will China be more happy? Will they be more rich? Will they be more happy? Common population जो चाइना में रहती है, क्या हमारे को कुछ portion, I'm not saying India should give it away, I'm only saying, is that 1 piece of land or some square kilometers going to make people happy?
Very good.
People are dying here. आपके पास PP kits नहीं है, खाने रोड पे beggars उतने के उतने ही है. But what is the world running after? I'm saying, God gives me enough money, give me more money, but I will want to use it for ensuring that I will do as much more good with my own resources that God gives me, and God gives to every one of you. Each one of you should get it, because you are the ones who will take the battle forward. You will ensure that the world is a better place to live in. But kya wo greed should hold on to me so much to the political circles that one Xi Jinping is more happy that मुझे इतना किलोमीटर और स्क्वायर फीट मिल गया, या मुझे जापान का ये एरिया लेना है, या मुझे कुछ वाटर एरिया, they talk about water को कैप्चर करना है, येलो सी, this sea, that sea. And I'm not saying only negative about president of China, but everywhere there is so much greed. वो रोकना है. The entire session that we talked about can be just summed up into something very, very simple. This line of what Gandhiji said: ask for more. Your parents want you to have that much because they're giving you studies, वो आपको education दे रहे हैं कि आप लोग कमाओ और आप आगे बढ़ो, and we want you to do very, very well in life for yourself.
Absolutely.
But please, अगर आपको ये नहीं समझ में आता है कि जहाँ आपकी नीड जो है वो want से लेके वो greed की तरफ चली जाती है, I think that is where the entire module brings you back to thinking. Absolutely. You could be the Prime Minister of India tomorrow. Who knows what you will be? Where did Modi study? Where did Abdul Kalam where did he study? Who knows कि कौन से स्कूल से वो लोग पढ़ के आए हैं? But that's the understanding that you need to carry. I think that's the sum up of the entire thing. And we have just 2 more slides and we close.
I think I'll just keep this away.
Yes.
I just share because I think we've been speaking for such a long time. Let's just lighten the moment with.
Yes, we just show you a very, very small video of a small boy, and this learning can come from at any age. So volume is not there, bhaiya. Can you just replay it? I will just, in the meanwhile, give a brief for everybody. Just last 2 minutes. You'll see a young boy जो कि बहुत खुश है और एक टायर चला रहा है. आप देखेंगे, काफी लोगों ने देखा भी होगा ये वीडियो. एक छोटा सा बच्चा जो एक छोटा सा साइकिल का टायर लेके उसको चला रहा है, बहुत खुश है. और वो चलाते चलाते he reaches a small marketplace in his village, and what does he see in that village is a woman जो कि चाय बेचती हैं और वो चाय के कप्स को टेबल पे रखती हैं. And this is what we have to show you here. Let's see the volume comes.
Is the volume coming?
Verfaduri maru fali ujire, khatmaduru maru fali ujire, pagmandutya maru fali ujire.
So do you see, I mean, the small child, there's so much to learn. हमको कितना सीखने को है कि एक छोटा सा बच्चा भी whatever small resources ही में है, वो क्या क्या नहीं खरीद सकता था वो 50 रुपए से. एक आइसक्रीम खरीद सकता था, अपने लिए कुछ भी चप्पल खरीद सकता था, right? But he chooses to look at the other person who he feels जिसको शायद ज्यादा जरूरत है, right? So ये जो entire thing, I have one more question on the chat box which we will answer. Elvin bhaiya, you can look at it in the meanwhile. The entire session is, please, all students have to understand, everybody, you must go out and look for what you want to do and do it very passionately. करना ही है. और जो चीज कभी कभी सामने आए जो आपको लगे कि यार ये मेरा पैशन नहीं है मगर मेरी जॉब रिक्वायर्स मी टू डू इट आउट, दिस इज व्हाट आई एम गेटिंग, गो हेड ऑल आउट एंड डू इट. करो उस चीज को जो कि आपके सामने आ रही है. वन, बिकॉज वो चीज करके आपको, यू डोंट नो, मे बी दैट देयर इज वेयर योर पैशन लाइज. I never liked talking to doing training programs. I would sleep in my class, and I'm telling you, I would sleep in my MBA classes, in my college classes, in every class, in any training. But I never knew that I would be probably giving my trainings to so many students who get motivated tomorrow and come back and say, "Arey, mujhe wo cheez yaad hai," or they want to do something different. And I feel probably this is the passion that I thought never existed in me. आपको कैसे पता है इतनी छोटी उम्र में कि वो पैशन आपका है या नहीं है? शायद गॉड इज गिविंग यू दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि ये जॉब के थ्रू आपको पैशन डिस्कवर हो ही जाएगा.
शेयर कर रहे हैं आप लिंक.
हाँ जी. Anything else anybody would like to add? Or Elvin bhaiya, we are just going to close off the session. Elvin bhaiya, would you like to answer?
Yeah, I just have last slide. It says
Yes.
actually is that the entire benefit of the sessions or any of these sessions, like we said in an andragogy methodology, will only come when you're able to introspect with your own value systems and with what you have seen, heard, and discussed today. you will have to combine the two and introspect for yourself. And once you find a new answer, you have to imbibe it, implement it within yourself. Be the change that you want to see in the world. So I have to change first before I can tell anybody else. And then you become a person who can inspire others. So introspect, imbibe, and then inspire. And that's all I have. Thanks. Thanks for the patient hearing, for the beautiful questions. I think it does make us thinking. It also puts a lot on us that we also go and think and make clarities in our own mind, so that these little discussions help us move this thing forward. But we want two things from you. Do write to us with your feedback of the program, this particular module. How did you like it? What pieces you liked it? What pieces you didn't like? Difficult to understand or too easy and mundane? You can write anything. And anything that you want to see in the program also, you can just add to us. And we're happy to be there with you, spending this 1.5 hours of time with you. Thanks and to the management of Mangalmai for giving us this opportunity. And we hope to look forward to meeting you again, I think probably on the 27th with a new.
Yeah.
28th.
Thank you, sir.
So this is, thank you Anshu ma'am, and I thank the entire Mangalmay fraternity, students, faculty, and director as well, management as well. They have given us opportunity to have this virtual class with your students, faculty as well. And we'll be hoping to see you again, meet you again. I'll not say see you, I'll say that we'll meet you again on 28th and 31st for the next two sessions, which will be during the same time. And I thank to my entire fraternity who have joined over there from out of Mangalmay, who supported us, were with us during this session, presentation, and all. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I must say it was a beautiful management of the entire session. Thank you very much.
And Anshu ma'am, just for your, I'll request you if we can have Director Saab on the last session of us, which will be a concluding one with power of one. And I think we'll be trying to take our state president as well over there on the call, so that we can have a good session watched by these two leaders as well.
Right, sir. Actually, he has to be in the session in today only, but he has been occupied something very important thing. That's why. But I asked him personally. He had assured us that in the next session he will be with us. Absolutely. Right, sir. And we have given a feedback link in the chat box. So I request all the participants to please open this link and fill the feedback form, because only this will ensure your participation and your attendance. So it would help us to make your certificates for the event. And it's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks speech and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked really hard to make possible this event happen. As we drive we have the diverse set of professional speakers from corporate, academics, and experienced a brainstorming session. I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to our esteemed speakers who spared time for his busiest schedule to grace the occasion. Today we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely be going to help in groom and encourage us in our future events. My gratitude to all the speakers for gracing the occasion and sharing their opinions today. Indeed, we have lots of takeaways from the session, which I feel really. And thank you, Kishore sir, for sharing your precious time and valuable experience. Heartily, from my core of heart, I'm thankful. Bharti ma'am, you are magnificent as always.
I know only one thing, that when I speak to people younger than me, I actually take away a few years of my life.
Oh.
No, I also get younger because I need to prepare in the way that probably they want to understand, they want to see the world. So I actually take myself some 20, 30 years back. And very that's true, a good fun for me.
Very true, sir. And that
ma'am,
means
just one small thing. Just one small thing. Let the students, if they want to connect with us on the Facebook, they can go to Life is a Game Played Facebook page. They will see a lot of videos, and they can always write to us directly also if they want to, through the numbers that we can give, our phone numbers. Please. Thank you so much.
Sure. Bharti ma'am, you are magnificent as always, and keep inspiring and open up the curiosity during the session. So that is wonderful part of you. Thank you so much for being with us. And
नमस्कार सारे स्टूडेंट्स को, फैकल्टी को, सबको नमस्कार.
Absolutely. Please take care of yourself and be happy, be enjoy.
Thank you, Rajesh sir. Always wonderful speaker and motivator for during overall session. I would like to thank to our director sir also, Tushar sir, for being the catalyst that stimulated us to do our best and standing as pillars of strength. With a deep sense of appreciation, we thank our loving teachers and their untiring efforts.
Thank you.
And we also thank Mr. Yaduvir Singh, Mr. Omendra, Mr. Ankit. I'm short of words for their involvement and their willingness to take in completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. So thank you everyone for making successful this event. So we are going to meet on 28th with the topic, the leadership. That is our next module for this program and this MDP webinar series. So we are going to meet on the next 28th at 11:30.
Yeah. Madam, it is not leadership. It is lead your ship.
Okay, fine, sir. Fine, sir. How lead your ship is going to be converted into the leadership? That is the motto of us. Right?
Yes, that will be the ultimate.
Right, sir. Right,
okay.
Sir.
So thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.